Welcome to another edition of 42 Straight Years In. I'm a crackhead update. Me and my old lady was leaving the 7-Eleven on Ross and Peak, and there was a older lady standing there. She buck naked. She was all frowned up in the face. I don't know what was wrong with her, but I know that sun gonna burn her ass up. She's standing right there, all them cars going by with nothing on. She had some tennis shoes on, that was it. That's my crackhead update. Y'all know what it is. Get your shanks out and let's get ready to ride. I want to talk about, I've mentioned this before, most inmates don't have help when they get out of prison. They need a support system. And the parole board tend to lean more favorably toward inmates who got outside support. Somebody who's gonna help them out, get them the job, get them the jobs, get them to their meetings if it's required by parole. Provide them with housing, food. Most guys need to kind of catch back up with society in order to survive out here, because they basically coming out with nothing. Now, it's a lot of horror stories on people who tried to assist inmates. A lot of horror stories. Some of those guys are institutionalized and suffering from PTSD and think they slicker than hen shit, and they bring that prison mentality to the outside, and you done invited this man in your house, made him welcome, and he messing over your household, and you gonna have rules at your house. He want to treat your house as a nightclub, or he want to come there and change the rules like it's his house. So a lot of guys shoot themselves in the foot, and they were sorry in hell before they went to prison, so their family members know, well, he's sorry in hell now. He's still the same. Leopard don't change his spots. A lot of those guys come out with the wrong attitude, man. If you don't come out want to adapt and adjust to the outside world and go forward with your life, in all likelihood, you'll be returning to prison. And people just not going to put up with your bullshit. You're not in the prison where you can, basically, those guys can do what the hell you want to do in a prison, in this modern prison. Back in the day, you couldn't, because they rule with physical force. These fuckers rule with disciplinary, no physical punishment. Back in the day, they had physical punishment. It was a hell of a different prison. Everything you did, you received physical punishment. And no guys are used to just living their life la vida loco, do what the hell they want, anytime they want, and that's why the recidivism rate be high. They not gonna make it out here. If you don't want to make it, they damn sure return your ass back to prison. Because once you ever been to a prison, if you handcuffed and placed in a police car, in all likelihood, you'll be returning to prison. Because number one, it's easy to convict a guy who's been already incarcerated before. You can't even take the stand. They got what they call impeachment. They're going to bring up all your past. Well, he went to prison for this. We sentenced him to 5 years for burglary. Well, he went for robbery. He didn't stay out but 9 months. He was back with robbery. We gave him 25 for this. And they got another trick. They'll go to the prison and have the warden or a gang officer come tell the jury what type of guy you was in prison. Yeah, he was a confirmed gang member in prison, and all he did is try to extort and assault other inmates. What you think that jury gonna do? You sitting up there with a public defender. What the hell you think gonna happen to you? You gonna be forced to plead guilty for a football number, or go in front of the jury, let them assess punishment, and get life. Texas give out life sentences like they're 10 years. A lot of people got life. But the bad apples, I'm gonna put it like this, just to be honest. Majority of the guys coming out of prison really some sorry son of a bitches. Straight up. Ain't need a sugarcoating this shit. They ain't worth 10 motherfucking cents. Because they got that same old bullshit street mentality, and the shit just don't work. It didn't work for you then. That's what got you incarcerated. Now you want to go to somebody, one of your family members' house, with the same bullshit. They ain't not gonna put up with it. These people been working all their life trying to provide themselves and their family with a good life, and here your dumb ass come with all this prison mentality shit. It's not gonna work. Now all the guys ain't sorry. Just the majority of them are. Majority of them guys ain't worth for shit. The day I got out, man, it was guys that served long sentences was talking about, man, I want to wear some crack at. I'm looking at these fools, man, you gotta be fucking crazy. You can, from the bus station, you can see the fucking prison. You looking right at a big ass wall prison. And you talking about drugs. I said, man, these guys not gonna make it. I don't want to pass judgment on them. I said, let me get the fuck out around them. So I really didn't talk to no one at the bus station but well, I ain't gonna bring that up. But most people do not have anything when they release from prison. They ain't got clothes, they ain't got hygiene items, they ain't got money, but that bullshit $100 they give you. And if you're on parole, they don't give you the whole 100. They give you 50, and you get your other 50 the next day when you go report to the parole officer. As a matter of fact, they give you 24 hours to get to that parole office. Or it's a possibility you'll have a warrant for your arrest. Man, guys need help bad. But when you're abusing the people who trying to help you, nobody don't want to fuck with you. I've met a lot of people had bad experiences. Either the guy's lazy as hell, they find him work, he don't want to work, he think the outside world owe him something, and he want a job making $50 an hour, but he ain't got no skill set. Man, most of the guys live in a fucking delusional world. Nobody don't want to help they funk ass. So a few good guys who mixed in with them who say, man, I said, man, I didn't have no help at all. But I know the universe was kind to me. It put different people in my path to help me. When I was all the way at the bottom, some kind of way, the universe provided help for me. And I had zero help waiting on me on the outside. I done served all that fucking time. I got nothing. And plus, I got to adjust to the outside world. Nobody don't give a shit about you being in prison. You got to catch in with these people and start going forward. You can't live your life looking in the rear view mirror. Don't worry about what's behind you. Worry about what's in the front of you. Yeah. Guys ask me something about the blind inmates. My last video I was discussing Chucky. Well, also I ran into a guy at the Estelle unit. He was blind. Now he used to be a San Antonio police officer. He killed his wife. In the county jail, he got a metal spoon and gouged both of his eyes out. And they sentenced him to 25 years. I looked him up on the prison website. He's not in TDC, so evidently he done made parole. He had to do 12 and a half years to be eligible for parole. But he gouged his own eyes out. And he was a San Antonio police officer. He got pissed off at his wife and killed her. Also, in Houston, just passed a new ordinance, city ordinance that cannot feed the homeless encampments unless you register with the city. If you get caught up feeding them over 5 people, it's a $2,000 fine. Now, I don't believe, to me, my definition of homelessness is you no longer have a house or apartment. You lost it. That's homeless. Out here trying to use drugs, and these old dudes make these excuses about my money's not enough to live on. That's bullshit. That SSI check can get you HUD housing, and you'll have money to live on with your food stamps. You'll be okay. If you homeless, especially you're an old person, a senior citizen, you go to the top of the list of HUD housing. You at the top of the list. They place those guys in front of women and kids. So all that is bullshit. Me, I'm not going to enable no drug addict. Occasionally I give one of them fools money, but if sometimes my instincts will tell me, man, fuck this dude, I ain't giving him a dime. I can see the game in it. Or I see the same guy all the time panhandling. You already know what it is. And it's hard for me to give one of the young guys something. They got all these fucking label Day laborers here in Dallas, you can go and go to work, then they'll have an excuse. Oh, I don't have an ID. Oh, that's bullshit. It's easy to get a fucking ID. They got churches here that'll pay for your ID. And pay for your driver's license and your birth certificate. They'll write you a check for it. Non-refundable check. You can't, if you don't get the driver's license, well, you won't be able to spend the check. You won't be able to cash it because it's made payable to the DPS. Again, if you know someone in prison and that's getting out, a lot of those guys don't have a place to go. But Texas got halfway houses. Now, if you're not on parole, they don't help you. A lot of homeless guys here are sex offenders. Can't get placed on HUD housing. The parole board won't help them. Parole board is not going to allow you to be homeless. They'll replace you in a facility where you have a bed to sleep in. They're not going to allow that. You got instant housing. You go to your parole office and say, hey, I no longer have no place to live. They're going to find you a place. Now, if you're not on parole, you served all your time, well, you're on your own. So a lot of these guys out here, man, they register sex offenders. They can't get placed in HUD housing. Even though they get government checks, they still can't get HUD housing. Now, I got to agree with them. If you only getting $794 a month, I don't know if that many places in Dallas you can get no fucking housing at. You have to posse up with somebody, get a 1-bedroom, and y'all go half on the rent. One check was not going to cover your rent. Now, I don't know how the hell you're going to survive on that little amount of money. I don't know nowhere in Dallas you can live. I know a place over in Oak Cliff where I used to live, right down the street. It's $600 a month to live there, all bills paid. But there's never no vacancies. Hell, them people move in, they don't never move out. Yeah, you can't even live at a motel on $794 a month and then feed yourself. You can't live there. They be needing help. But a lot of them done fucked over their family members and nobody don't want to help their ass. So they stuck. Yeah, my old lady today, she went and picked her QV 80 Genesis up. Boy, that is a badass SUV. I mean, he got all type of bells and whistles. She just drove off going to the gym. And I got to head to Oak Cliff for a few minutes and take care of something. The old adage, blood makes you related, loyalty makes you family, still rings true. Just because that's your family member, that don't mean they loyal toward you. That don't mean you want to fuck with them, because family members can fuck over you just as bad, probably worse than some guy you met on the street. Hell, I've had more help from people I don't even know than a so-called bullshit-ass family member. Y'all follow me over on Patreon. Like and subscribe. Keep your shanks ready, because they ain't got their crazy checks. They get the other checks tomorrow, and all hell gonna break loose all over the United States. They got some money. A lot of them gonna disappear from the streets. They gonna get motel rooms, lay up 3 or 4 days or 10 days, and they'll be back broke out, flying a sign begging. Y'all like and subscribe, and I thank you for watching.